All right, I want to welcome everybody who is tuning in from all over the world or who are tuning in. Man, I started off tongue-tied. But anyway, I want to welcome everybody tuning in from all over the world. This is Ricardo Suber, and I want to thank everybody for taking the time to tune in this evening. For those of you all who don't know me yet, you will know me very, very soon. But what we're going to be discussing on this webinar is really just how to take control of your network marketing MLM business with social media. All right. Because as you guys probably have realized and have noticed, I mean, there's no shortage of people using Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and sites like that to grow their MLM businesses. But there are some rules of the road and some tricks of the trade that all of you guys should know. I would say that maybe 8 out of every 10 people who are doing it absolutely wrong. They are spamming. They are not providing valuable content. They're not prospecting effectively. And they're really just not effective when it comes to social media and branding. And so I'm going to go into not only how to master social media with your network marketing business, but really take it to a point where you're almost on autopilot. Okay. So all that being said, let's go ahead and begin. Again, my name is Ricardo Suber for all of you guys tuning in. And so the very first thing that I like to go through whenever I give a presentation, whether it's a presentation on my opportunity or just anything like this, it's the reason why I think that whenever you see someone in front of the room, or whenever you're listening to someone on a webinar, you want to figure out what their motivation is. Now, this is my motivation here. It's my parents. All right. And so you see a picture with my mother and I on the left. Then you see, my father and I on the right, and then you see my parents and I in the middle. And so, they've always been there for me. They've always sacrificed for me. So they are a big motivation as to why I do this business and as to why I'm constantly on a quest to bring valuable content out there. So that being said, who am I? And what qualifies me to really go through this information with you guys? Well, first off, I'm an author and an authority on building relationships through social media. As a matter of fact, when it comes to my current opportunity, my current network marketing company, I hold the #1 YouTube channel. All right. So in terms of views, I'm at just about 1 million views. I have several thousand subscribers. And even prior to being in my current multi-level marketing business, I was also a social media and relationship coach. And I've appeared on the Tyra Banks Show, the Dr. Phil Show. I'm a contributing writer in Ebony Magazine when it comes to relationships built through social media. And I've been on so many radio shows, Clear Channel programming as well. I've done several coaching seminars. So the bottom line is I've had a very deep background when it comes to social media. So I brought a lot of that into multi-level marketing, and I've helped thousands of other people do the same thing. So now what I'm going to do is just really discuss our network marketing mission. Now I'm standing on the right-hand side of the screen. You'll see that I'm standing with a gentleman by the name of Eric Worre. And if you are in network marketing, you need to know who this guy is, because he has come out with what I feel is the blueprint in terms of how you conduct your business in the 21st century. Okay. And so what Eric Worre says, that your mission in network marketing, it's very, very simple. All right. The mission is to get a large group of people to do a few simple things over an extended period of time. And when you do that, you'll become successful in network marketing. Now, the problem is that most of us just simply don't know how to do that. We don't know how to recruit a large group of people. I think the big problem with network marketing is when a lot of people get involved, they don't understand that, they don't really understand the ways in really how to effectively do it. I think the average person who gets started in network marketing, what they do is they try to maybe introduce it to a couple of friends, family members, and when they don't get started, which most of them do not, of course, many of you guys know that when your friends and family don't get started, many of you guys give up. you say to yourself, well, you know what? I don't know anybody else. And so the whole idea is that we are going to help you open up a whole new world of people who are looking for an opportunity. About 95% of my organization came through cold market. They came through people I did not know prior to getting into this multi-level marketing company. And so what we're going to do is discover how we do that. Now, the thing is, guys, the landscape has changed. The world is moving faster. We are much more connected. And so network marketing, although it's the same profession, there are definitely some different techniques that you can use in 2015 that you couldn't use back in 2005, that you couldn't use in 1995, that you certainly could not use in 1985. All right? Now, the thing is, the one way that I found to become virtually connected with everyone at the same time is with social media. All right? There's no bones about it. I mean, wherever you look today, you're seeing the fact that the landscape has changed when it comes to catching a taxi. We all know about Uber. Many of us, more and more of us, probably are more familiar with a company known as Airbnb, which a lot of people use for travel accommodations. A lot of us are familiar with smart televisions. You know, you get a flat screen today, and that flat screen can literally help you connect to the internet. All right? So the thing is, we're more interconnected, and it's the same thing with social media and network marketing. So I'm going to really show you guys how to build this thing with network marketing. Now, why social media? It's the only way to be everywhere at the same time. You have about 72% of all internet users on social media. And you see all these statistics here on the right. You have everybody from ages 18 all the way to over 65, where so many people, especially between 18 and 60, where more than half of everybody is active on social media. And the thing is, you have an increasing amount of people who are accessing social media from a mobile device. Many of you guys might be watching me on your smartphone. And that's the powerful thing behind what we do. So why social media? It just makes sense. If you're in a multi-level marketing business and your goal is, of course, to get a large group of people to do a few simple things over an extended period of time, then what you want to effectively do is get those people in front of a presentation. You want to get a lot of people in front of a presentation, in front of a tool. No matter what company you're in, whether you're marketing cosmetics, services, or vitamins, you want to get people in front of a presentation. Social media helps you bridge the gap. So the thing is, here's what it's done for me. Now, as I mentioned before, it allowed me to have the #1 YouTube channel for views in my current company with nearly 1 million views. A lot of high retention subscribers. It's allowed me to recruit family, friends, coworkers, friends, and total strangers. All right. It's led to me earning several company awards and distinctions. It continues to allow me to provide value and keep thousands of people engaged. And it's given me tremendous brand recognition. And so what I love about this is that you guys can do the same thing. All right. There's no limit to how many people can effectively build through these means. I mean, there really isn't, because there's no limit to people who are looking for an opportunity. So here's the thing. Here's some common challenges. Now, one common challenge that I hear a lot is that, hey, I've run out of my warm market, I run out of my warm market, and I have just a bunch of negative people now. You know, some people are just frustrated with their current results. Others are overwhelmed with tools. They don't know what works. Some just, maybe lack consistency. And so I can even show you how many of the things that we do help you improve your consistency, simply because there's a way to actually automate what you do through social media. And then, just simply stated, most people just don't know where to begin. So where do you begin? Well, the first thing that you want to do is identify what are the pillars, what are the cornerstones that'll help you succeed in social media when it comes to MLM. So what I've done throughout my years of experience in multi-level marketing, I thought about a lot of what I knew about building relationships through social media, and I thought to myself, what are the most important principles that have helped me build a large business across much of the US, Canada, and very soon to be around the world? What are those key cornerstones? And I came up with 5. And so as you see there, There are 5 what I call pillars, the 5 P's of success in social media. All right, the first pillar is preparation. The second is providing valuable content. The third is prospecting. The fourth is presenting, and the fifth is perfecting your brand. So I'm going to go through these, you guys, and then I have a special offer at the end. I have a special program at the end that I'm going to really show you guys who are very serious about taking your business to the next level. But before I get there, let's talk about preparation. Now, as you see there, a very popular quote says, "To be prepared is half the victory," and that is true. So many of us, we're just going out there. We're just going out. We don't bother to actually set up, a game plan to really do this effectively. So the thing is, you want to be prepared. How are you going to be prepared? Well, to do that, first off, you want to know and understand which accounts you're going to sign up for, and you want to understand the demographic on each of these accounts. So what I did for you guys was I listed the most popular accounts out there. Of course, Facebook, it's the most popular and widest reaching. You have Twitter, which is right behind it. It's also very popular. And Twitter is unique because it has a huge mobile following. LinkedIn is very unique because it actually has the highest income demographic, whereas with Instagram, you have a whole lot of people who are between the ages of 18 and 30 who are on Instagram. That pretty much consists of most of its audience. Then you have YouTube, which is actually the largest and most social video sharing service, and Google Plus with over 1 billion users. And you have a lot of leading analysts who are actually predicting that Google Plus will soon overtake Facebook. Okay? And then you have other services such as Vine and Snapchat, and there's so many more that are springing up. But this should give you an idea of which accounts to sign up for. Now, once you've signed up for a few accounts, you need to understand, what are your tools for success? What's going to really help you get to the next level? Now, one great tool, which I'm sure all of us have, or at least most of us have, is a smartphone. Okay? Along with your smartphone, you want to have a great digital camera and camcorder if possible. Okay? Now, most digital SLR cameras also include a recording feature, so keep that in mind. A great camera, one that I actually use, is a Canon Rebel camera. But even if you don't have several $100s or $1,000 to spend on a great digital camera, you could still get a great one from your local Walmart for maybe 50 or 60 bucks, and that'll really help you in your business. Now, you're also going to want a decent computer. Another quote-unquote tool is to actually identify great role models in your business and even outside of your business, but just people who know what they're doing when it comes to social media and MLM. You also want to have your own .com. I strongly suggest for everybody out there, if you can get your first name and your last name .com, go ahead and reserve that now. If you happen to have a common name like John Smith or Mary Jones, I'm sure it's already taken. So maybe you can make your .com maybe Success with Mary or Do Business with John. But the thing is, you do want your own .com, and I guarantee that if you go to ricardosuber.com, you'll definitely come up with my website. Now, you also want to become a product of your own product or service. I don't care what company you're in. I don't care if you market services, products, health and wellness, which my company does. I don't care if you market vacations, travel, if you market energy, if you market gummy bears, it doesn't matter. All right? You want to become a product of your product. Have an idea of how you will demonstrate it. Because the thing is, when you become a product of your product and you showcase to the world what this product can do for them, as an example, then you're going to just have much more success. You're going to recruit more partners, and you're definitely going to get more customers. So you want to make sure you have all these tools, because this will help build your business. Now, lastly, you also want to perfect your profile. You're going to write an effective biography. You want to show how you help others achieve their goals. So many of you guys, when you put up a profile, you don't think about other people. You're looking at them. You just want to make yourself look good, and that's not a good idea. You want to show how you can help other people. All right. You also want to have a mixture of personal and professional photos, because it's going to help people feel like they identify with you. The only exception is with LinkedIn. LinkedIn, since that's a business-oriented website, you're going to have, just for the most part, business-style photos. Okay. And you're also going to want to use high resolution banners, cover photos, and art that communicates your overall message. And your goal is to show that you're a person of authority. People feel more comfortable. They feel like they know you better, and they really feel more comfortable doing business with people who have a sense of authority. Okay? We all feel more comfortable going up to a person in uniform versus just a casual person because they show that they're a person worthy of trust. Okay? So, that being said, that's your preparation. Now, your next goal is to provide valuable content. Now, too many of us, I would say 80 to 90% of people on social media who happen to be in network marketing, they don't understand this. Most people, I'm sure you guys, anybody who's part of any network marketing group on Facebook, you'll see people just saying, hey, look at my opportunity. Check out what I got. Look at my presentation. It doesn't work. What you're going to have to remember is this principle right here. It says give. All right? This has probably been the greatest contribution to my success. I've always tried to find ways to give more value. And when you do that, it's going to help people know you, like you, and trust you. Okay? So keep that in mind, ladies and gents. Now, when you're providing valuable content, you want to show different sides of yourself. The 3 different sides of yourself that you're going to show is the lifestyle, which is the number one thing that we're selling in network marketing, no matter what company that you're in. You're selling lifestyle. You also want to showcase the personal side of yourself. You want to show people that you're a human being. You know, if you're having a great day, say, hey, I'm having a great day. Show yourself with your children. You know, it's going to help people identify with you. And then you're going to show the business sides. All right? You're going to show yourself at conventions. Maybe you being excited over new company news. Whatever it might be, show the business aspect of yourself as well. And you're going to want to make sure you remember your audience. Okay? So as you remember your audience, think about these various aspects, showing your lifestyle, allowing them to get to know you. All right? All right, tips on maybe saving money, tips on weight loss, all right, choosing a good company. These are all things that are going to help people get to know you better. Okay? So, as you're going through that pillar, you're going to remember to blog. Now, is blogging a requirement? I actually think yes. If you're building network marketing for a long term, you're going to want to have something out there. You're going to want to have content, because the thing is, content is king. And people are always on what website? Google. They're always searching. They're always asking for answers. And if you have an effective blog that goes through a lot of content, someone's going to find it. And that's how people are going to get started. I've had radio interviews for not only my business, my network marketing business, but even previous businesses where people have found me through blogging. All right. Even in my current company, people have found me and have joined my team as a result of a blog. So the thing is, you want to at least learn how to have a blog. Now, what is a blog? It's basically an online diary. It's essential to any social media campaign. I don't care what kind of company you have, all right, network marketing or not. And it allows you to express your thoughts, views, and opinions, and provide desired information. And again, it helps people find you, okay? So you want to remember that. That's a key cornerstone to providing content. And once you provided content, people are going to start to see you as an authority figure. So then that is going to lead to automation. Automation is a key. We all lead busy lives. So what if you had a way to allow people to see what you've got even while you're busy? What if you just work a busy day? Okay. What if you are a parent? Maybe you work a job or two, plus you have your network marketing business. You know, as you're building this thing, it's so tough. It's very, very tough to multitask. You certainly can't multi-focus. But what you can do is take some time to schedule posts, schedule updates. And then throughout the day, guess what? Those updates will populate your timeline. People will notice it, and then guess what? They'll become more attracted to what you're doing. So your updates, they could be pre-scheduled to a specific time. They could be scheduled on holidays. As a matter of fact, my social media, I know for a fact, has been scheduling stuff even since I've been on this webinar, simply because I've learned how to automate my social media. And so this is something that you can do as well, because it allows your social media to run independently of you. As a matter of fact, more and more companies are doing the same thing. Companies are automating themselves, thus eliminating the need for employees, which is why most of us are in network marketing. We recognize the fact that the writing is on the wall, that our services are not as much needed as they used to be. So now it's time to put the power in our own hands. And what automation can do is make that process easier for you. Okay? Much easier for you. So that being said, the third pillar is prospecting. This is the cornerstone of any network marketing business, to acquire customers, but you can acquire more customers by recruiting people on your team who are also getting customers. Just makes total sense. Now, social media just allows you to connect with more people with less effort. All right. Now, again, it still requires effort, especially in the beginning. But once you've built a team of people who are duplicating your efforts, your successes and your results are going to multiply. Okay. All right. So that being said, now when you're prospecting, understand that you have a warm market and a cold market. There's only basically two types of people that you prospect. Now, your warm market, of course, many of us have burned through that already. All right. You can actually use social media to find more people that you know and connect with them. You can use sites like Facebook and LinkedIn to connect and find your warm market. And it's easier to actually connect with your warm market, but you'll normally encounter more resistance because these people know you. And when people know you, they're going to be much more skeptical. Okay. But then you have your cold market. Obviously, your cold market are people that you don't know. Now, social media can be used to find people that you don't know and allows you to connect with them so that you do know them. Okay. Any social media networking site can work, and it's harder to connect with people initially, but once you do, the resistance is much less common. People don't know you, so people tend to give you a pass, especially if you've completed pillars number 1 and 2 successfully. If you've prepared and if you started to provide valuable content, when you start to prospect people, when they see what your profile and such looks like, you are already in a position of authority if you've done things the correct way. Now, here's a question I want to ask all of you guys. Are there more people that you know, or are there more people that you don't know? All right? There's always more people that you don't know. There's 7 billion people on planet Earth. I'm guessing that you don't even know a billion yet, okay? But the thing is, about half the planet is on social media. So why not use social media to connect with more people from your cold market? So that being said, there are 4 steps to prospecting on social media. Number 1, find things you have in common. Number 2, address them by name. Number 3, compliment them. And 4, ask a question that provokes a response. So here's a great kind of a one-liner, or a couple, or 3-liner, I guess. But here's a great 3-liner that I typically will use. Sometimes I break it up. Sometimes I might ask it in one swoop. But here it is. It says, "Hey, Lisa, I saw you online and I noticed you're a UPenn. I noticed you were also a UPenn graduate in 2005. You look extremely sharp and appear to be a public speaker. What do you do?" All you're doing is finding some things in common. Now, obviously, if you graduated from a high school or a college, or if you went to a high school or a college, you already have something in common with several hundred, if not several thousand people. Probably multiple thousands of people, because they don't have to have graduated in your same year. So this line can work on so many people. Okay, you could just find someone who went to your school that you may not even know, but you can instantly build rapport with them by just sending them a message like this. This is so simple. All right. And once you've done this, well, now you can have a regular conversation with folks. Okay. So that's just an easy kind of a way just to break the ice. Now, once you've broken the ice, of course, you're building rapport. You want to show that you care. And then when the opportunity is right, you're going to share your opportunity. Okay. Now, what I also want to talk to you about is, how do you transition to the phone? How do you close them into your business? Because the thing is, if you've prepared and provided valuable content, prospecting is so much easier. So you're going to peak them and you're going to close them. But that first part is actually prospecting them. I was kind of looking ahead because I'm actually going to give you a little something right now. So I want you to pay attention. Now, once you've connected with someone and once you've had a good conversation, your overall goal is to get a yes. So I'm going to give you guys some bonus material right here. How do you actually transition? How do you get them to the phone? I'm going to give you one kind of a one-liner that I use all the time, and it works very effectively. Once you've built rapport, once you've done everything effectively, a great question is just to ask them, do you keep your business options open? Would you be open to ways of making some extra money if it didn't affect what you were already doing? All right, something like that. And if you've done that effectively, if you've built rapport, if you've contacted them in a way where they're not feeling like you're trying to sell something, most people are going to respond positively. Okay, so that's just like a little something. Now in terms of presenting, now in 2015, it's hard to grow an international business with a local approach. All right, it's very, very hard to grow out of your backyard unless you have a way of getting out there to the masses. So now more than ever, learning the art of presenting online and sharing information around the world is vital. Now, as you see, Donald Trump, no matter how you feel about him, we can all agree that he does things big. He says, I like thinking big. If you're going to be thinking anything, you might as well think big, okay? So that's a Donald Trump phrase, not my phrase, but I definitely agree with it. So one of the ways of thinking big is to actually learn how to master webinars, just like we're doing right now. This is a way that I've been able to connect, and this is a great way that you can connect with so many people from all around the world. So you can utilize services that allow you to present to audiences all over, and you can advertise your webinars to your team and to your prospects. So not only can you advertise it to your own prospects, but what if your team, all right, and as you grow a large team, your amount of prospects can be infinite, because you could have 100 team members, but what if each of them had 10 guests on that webinar, okay? A webinar that you're presenting on, you could be presenting to 1,000 people, all right? And then what if they got in, and so on and so forth, okay? So the possibilities are endless. That being said, you should use a push play tool or a link. Now, this is going to ensure that your information can be shared by the masses. It can be shared via social media. Now, YouTube is not always the best method, especially with the cold market, because I think we can all remember, any of us who are familiar with YouTube, we understand the fact that we could easily get distracted. You're looking at one video on the left, and on the right, you see a bunch of videos up and down. And I'm telling you, when it comes to network marketing, people are notorious for putting up videos just to get views. And it might say the name of a company followed by the word scam. It might say the name of a company followed by the word pyramid scheme. And the thing is, you don't want your prospects immediately being distracted with all that information. So the thing is, YouTube may not be the best method. So it also helps to know how to create a good shareable link. Even if one doesn't exist yet for your business, you can create one for yourself. So the thing is, it helps to know that. It also helps to know how to tie everything together and how to brand yourself effectively. Now, branding helps people, and it helps prospects see you as the only one that can provide a solution to their problem. And this is going to ensure long-lasting success in network marketing. What if, God forbid, something happens to your company? Or what if you just want to transition your image into something else? What if you want to turn a lot of what you've been doing in network marketing to a speaking career? What if you want to mentor children? Well, it helps if you've already built a brand, because then it's easier to transition into another world. So that being said, when it comes to branding, here's what your MLM probably isn't telling you. Now, I don't care what company you're in, there are people in your company more than likely who are earning multiple 5, 6, and maybe even 7 figures on a monthly basis. Many of these people are your platinums, your diamonds, your star ambassadors, your crown, triple, titanium, rubies, whatever you want to call them. These are the people that your company is constantly promoting. They're constantly put in the forefront. Okay? Here's the problem with that. A lot of times, and this has happened to me personally, when I was brand new in this business, I didn't have any clout. No one knew who Ricardo Suber was. But what I always did, because I didn't know any better, I was always putting our platinums ahead of me. I was always overly edifying the top earners because look, everybody else was doing it. And I was saying, hey, X, Y, and Z person is so great. He's so good. He's so wonderful. And I've actually had potential prospects join under their team because they saw no value in joining under my team. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to brand yourself. That's what your MLM isn't telling you. You need to brand yourself because you want people to see you as a position of authority. You could strike a balance between edifying someone else and overly praising them. Now, a great tip, take pictures with the top earners. Just don't share their stuff. When you do that, then people will start to associate you with the top earners in your business. Now, here are some ways to build your brand. Number one, you want to create your own look and feel with social media. You want to have your own colors, your own logo, maybe your own themes, slogans, etc. Like, of course, one of my themes that many of you guys might know me by is something called Get Off the Rat Wheel. I always talk about it. Get off the rat wheel. All right. I have my own logo, I have my own image. I have a picture of an empty rat wheel signifying that, you know, hey, it's good to get off this thing. Okay. Now, you also want to have at least one presentation out there with your own voice, specifically for cold market contacts. Okay? This is vital. If people don't know you and they're trying to find more information on your business, what are the chances that they're going to find your presentation out there? Well, if you don't have a presentation, the answer is 0%. So have something out there that if people find it, they'll see you as in a position of authority. So here's the thing, guys. I gave you a lot. I did it inside of about 30 minutes or a little over 30 minutes. But now here's the point where we separate the amateurs for the professionals. Now, most people who get started in network marketing, and I understand this, most people who get started, they do it just to make a couple of extra bucks. They look at it as a hobby. They're trying to get lucky. They're trying to luck up on someone. But what I really want to invite you guys is to take the next step. The step to greatness is always mentorship. Now, I've attended and read hundreds of books, gone to hundreds of seminars, have literally learned from hundreds of different people, have traveled all over the country to learn from the best of the best social media masters, network marketing geniuses, and people who've done both, okay? So if you're also very serious about building your network marketing business, you're going to want to get a mentor. The best teachers were first the best students. Now, like I've said, I've spent thousands of dollars learning how to do this, and now I want to pass the knowledge on to you. And so what I've created is really the next step. I've created several products that can really help you guys build your businesses. And they start at very, like literally for pennies on the dollar, especially based on all the money that I spent to actually acquire this knowledge. Now, one thing that I created, along with another senior vice president in my business, is a training called Social Media Training for Your MLM Business. Okay? Now, this particular training is a detailed introductory crash course on social media marketing. I go into much more detail than I did in this webinar tonight. I actually go through specific scripts and specific things to post to your social media profiles. We go through even more statistics, stats and figures. We go into branding in a little bit more detail as well. Now, the regular retail price of this is $69.95. This is a DVD and CD combo, so you can actually play this in your car. But for those who are ready to take action for a limited time, it's only $49.95, and you can get this at socialmediamentorship.com. But guys, there's more. We took things to the next level. Now, we also have something else. Oh, I'm sorry. Here are some happy students. We actually went around the country. This was actually in Boston and in New York. We've taken this to just different parts of this country. And this training has done very well. We've helped so many people. The young lady on the left, she's building her business through social media. She's doing very well. I mean, we've had people from all over just really sing the praises of this particular training. Dave Farrell and I came together and we brought something that's very, very powerful, and it's timeless material. You're definitely going to want to get your hands on that. So then there's something else that we put together called the 10 techniques to getting past the gatekeeper. Now, this is going to explain exactly not only how I use social media, but how to build and how to gain customers. Big customers, customers that I did not know, definitely my cold market, but converting those prospective customers into high-paying, high-volume customers. As a matter of fact, the knowledge that I put in this audio, in these 10 techniques, this actually helped me get into what is called the 200 customer club in my company. It actually allowed me to be one of the top 0.5% of customer acquirers in my current company. It's actually brought me in thousands of dollars. And I'm telling you guys, this is on, I can't believe I'm doing this. It was already cheap, okay? It was already $29.95, but this audio disc for a limited time is only $19.95, okay? So you can actually get this into your hands, get this into your playlist, and actually help you get more cold market prospects, more really cold market lead, cold market customers, whether you're marketing vitamins, vacations, whether you're marketing services, energy, all right? Whatever you're marketing, you can actually now get those big clients that you've been looking for. You can get that with this audio disc. So this is great. This is something I put a lot of TLC in, and it can really help you. But then, what I also did, now this is the granddaddy of them all. I recently put together a 5-week social media mentorship course, okay? This course completely, totally transformed the businesses of all the students who were involved in this course. This course actually took place just a couple of weeks ago. It was concluded a couple of weeks ago. But what we were able to do was record everything that happened in that course. Over 5 hours of step-by-step instruction, going over each of the pillars that I talked about, but really fleshing them out. We answered questions, live questions, and we have a detailed breakdown of exactly what to say, examples of things to post, where to get great content that you can post, and how to actually transition to the phone. All right, I go through details of how we automate our social media, how to have your social media working harder for you than you do for it. All right, and actually how to be a video ninja, how to capture video, how to share, how to utilize YouTube and Facebook video to your advantage. And then how I've been able to brand my content for just pennies on the dollar, and how you guys can do the same thing. I literally go through all the steps and all the things that I did wrong, and I've really just shortened the learning curve. That's what I'm doing. And so thousands of dollars, multiple years of being in this business, really just learning the rules of the road, I put it into this 5-disc special DVD package. And this is, I'm not even going to be selling this long term because it takes a lot of time and materials to make. Just finding a DVD case that holds 5 DVDs was difficult, okay? But I have a very limited stock of these. Now, it's already a value of $299, but I'm not going to sell it for $299, okay? What I'm actually going to do, and this is just until tomorrow night, so this is not for everybody, okay? But just until tomorrow while supplies last, it's only going to be for $199. As a matter of fact, it says for 48 hours. It's only going to be for about 24 hours. So this is going to expire tomorrow, Friday, May 8th at 11:59 p.m. And again, you can get this at socialmediamentorship.com right now. Now, if you log on to that website, it does not play too nice with Internet Explorer. So you should either try to access it from your mobile phone or from Google Chrome, Firefox, or Safari. It doesn't work too well with Internet Explorer. But again, guys, go to socialmediamentorship.com. But that's not it. Here's what I'm going to do for those of you who are super, super serious, okay? What I did was I combined everything. So what if you could get the 5-week mentorship DVDs? It's going to be a 5 DVD combo. Plus, you're going to get the CD DVD combo of social media mentorship. And you're going to get the 10 techniques to getting past the gatekeeper audio CD. You're going to get all of that. But instead of giving that all to you guys, I mean, look, the value is, I mean, we're talking close to $300. But what if instead of that, we can get you all three for only $249.97? Only $249.97. I really can't believe I'm doing this. And that is why we can only do this until tomorrow night. Only until tomorrow, Friday, May 8th, 11:59 p.m. All right. And you can get all three of this, guys. Now, so if you're thinking to yourself, man, that's still a lot of money. I definitely understand. The thing is, whenever you do social media and whenever you do MLM, we're constantly finding ways to improve ourselves. We're constantly trying to get to the next level. I guarantee that this will help you get to the next level. So you can get this at socialmediamentorship.com. Now, here's what I have to impart to all of you guys. Now, what would it mean if our mentorship course helped you to recruit over 5 people over the next 30 days? Just 5 people over the next 30 days. Would it be worth it? How much does 5 new recruits pay you in your network marketing business if you're able to do that within a calendar month? Okay. Now, what if you could teach your team the skills that you'll learn? See, this goes way beyond just your personal involvement, because you could take your knowledge and pass this on to your team. And what would it also mean if you could use these tools to rank advance? What if you could advance maybe 1 or even 2 levels as a result of this mentorship course? So the thing is, what I want you guys to understand is that if things change, or if nothing changes, look, let me go back to that slide. If you change nothing, nothing will change. You're going to have to do something today that others aren't willing to do to get something tomorrow that others can't get. All right. And so a lot of that just starts with you. It starts with, what are you willing to invest? What are you willing to do? What sort of time are you willing to put in? And I guarantee that this is going to be something that will dramatically change your business if you take it seriously. So with all that being said, just to remind you guys, you can get all 3 of these, or you can just get just 1 or 2 of them. But I urge you guys, you want to go to socialmediamentorship.com right now while supplies last. This is only going to go on for another 24 hours. Then this thing is going to end. So again, $249.97 for all 3, or you can get them one by one. Go to socialmediamentorship.com right now. And that being said, ladies and gents, I want to thank you for your time and attention this evening. God bless you. And we will see you at the top, if not from the top. And like we always love to say, we will see you on the beaches of the world. And if you don't like the beach, we will see you at the bank. Take care. God bless. And again, socialmediamentorship.com right now and get those orders in. Take care. God bless. This is Ricardo Suber signing out. Take care.